the combined newsrooms of KARK4 and Fox 16. Breaking news coverage.
And good morning to you. I'm Mitch McCoy here at KARK4 and Fox 16. It is 8:30 here in Little Rock, and we are continuing to learn more information about the Little Rock Education Association, the Little Rock Teachers Union, and the impact that their letter to the school district had today. If you might recall, or if you're just waking up this morning, we learned last night from the Little Rock Teachers Union that its members will only teach virtually. That is according to a letter that they sent the school district this morning. We are able to report some new numbers coming into our newsroom. Let me quickly, and actually, let me just, I gotta find that. Apologize. Here we go. Here is what we know as of this morning. We know that as of 9 p.m. last night, the school district received 50 letters from teachers. As of 6:30 this morning, there were 150 that called in sick. Schools remain open. That's according to a statement from the Little Rock School District just a few moments ago. We mentioned in our last stream here that our Mandy Knoll was outside the school district this morning, and that she was actually getting a phone call from the school's spokesperson. Let's try and tune into her report. We're expecting that she might have some new information from the school district. Again, as we learn from a spokesperson that as of 9 o'clock last night, they received 50 letters from teachers. As of 6:30 this morning, there were 150 that called in sick. The teachers union more or less put out a statement putting the district on notice, saying that its teachers, its members will only teach virtually. Again, Mandy Knoll is outside Central High School this morning reporting for Fox 16. Good day. Let's listen in to her live report. When we broke away from her last time, she said she was getting a phone call from the school district's spokesperson.
Yeah, and I've got some developments. I just hung up the phone with Pam Smith. She's the public information officer, the spokesperson for the Little Rock School District. We're at Central High School where buses have been dropping off students. The parent drop-off is on another side of the school. We're going to head over there just in a little while. But I want to briefly, I'll start with what the teachers union is saying. So they sent out a letter yesterday basically saying this plan's not working. We don't feel safe. We're going back to virtual learning. The district responded and said, we don't offer that. We're making accommodations. If these teachers don't come in, we're making accommodations. We'll have substitutes. They're moving around district administrators to make sure that there are enough people here on site. The governor, of course, responded, kind of condemning that decision by the Little Rock Teachers Union. But this morning, I talked with, as I mentioned, Pam Smith. So she told me that 150 teachers called in sick as of this morning. There are approximately 1,900 teachers in all of the district, at all the Little Rock School District schools. So 150 of them called in sick. Now, whether that means that they're members of the union, she didn't know. She said, I'm sure some of them are legitimately sick. She also said 50 wrote letters to their principals saying that they're only going to be working from home, working virtually, starting effective immediately. And she said that's not an option in the district unless you have special permission, unless you basically have a worksite accommodation that you requested and was approved. That's the only case where any teachers working from home would be allowed. So we've seen 50 out of 1,900 teachers that have sent those letters in at this point. But the union saying yesterday, we don't feel safe. We don't think this is working. Ultimately, the letter said someone's going to die, and we don't want that on our backs. We don't want to be the cause of that. So it's just something that they don't agree with. They've been going back and forth, butting heads with the district and with the governor since even before the start of school. The district has kind of tried to make accommodations to make everybody happy. So we'll see what happens next. But that's the line that I got. The main thing is that the school district says we've only had 50 letters to principals indicating that teachers are going to be working in person. For those 50 or any more that may write in, you know, she said, I don't know what's going to happen. Of course, they're subject to be penalized in some way, but that's completely up to Superintendent Mike Poore, and she said that he would probably be talking about this later on this afternoon. So this is a very developing situation. This is just the first morning. We'll have to wait and see what happens next. Live in Little Rock, I'm Mandy Knoll.
All right, that was Mandy Knoll's live report on Fox 16 Good Day just a few moments ago, and she's going to be wrapping up there. She had mentioned that they might try and reposition themselves to the parent drop-off location. If you're just joining us here, some new information coming in just within the last few moments. This is what we've learned from the school district. This was a tweet that we sent out this morning. As of 9 p.m. last night, again, this is according to Little Rock School District, as of 9 p.m. last night, the district received 50 letters from teachers. As of 6:30 this morning, the district received 150 calls regarding call-in sick, and that's blocking that graphic there. I apologize. 150 call-in sick. LRSD saying schools remain open, full function happening inside the districts right now. This is a live picture outside Central High School this morning. Our photographers are out there grabbing new photos and images for you. So you might see the camera move around a little bit because this is live, raw video that is coming into our building right now, into our studio, as the photographers work to get images for you. If you're just joining us here, and we were talking about the 50 letters that teachers sent last night, 150 that called in sick. That is out of the 1,900 teachers in all of LRSD. So that is an interesting comparison. So if we're talking about 200 teachers or 200 employees out of the 1,900, you would only assume that the Little Rock School District could remain operational across the district. So this is just day one. It will be interesting to see how everything transpires throughout the week as the Little Rock Education Association, the teachers union, more or less puts the district on notice, saying that its members will only teach virtually. Mandy mentioned that the 50 letters sent last night, these were sent to principals from teachers saying that they would only teach virtually. The school district saying that that is not an option for teachers to make that a decision themselves, saying that unless it's approved for whatever reason, so if it's a doctor's note, underlying health issues, things like that, then that would be have to be approved by the school district. But the school district saying that that more or less is not an option. The governor is getting in on this. The governor issued a statement last night. This is the full statement. Quote, "We have had a good start to this school year and we have handled the expected challenges with the well-being of our students and teachers as the highest priority. With a declining positivity rate in Pulaski County and with the safety measures in place, it is difficult to understand the resistance to teaching in the classroom. The Little Rock School District should not be deprived of the success that is occurring for our students across the state just because the union objects." And it looks like there is a small typo in that graphic. Ignore that. It does say Little Rock School District in the actual statement. So again, you're looking at live video here coming in, and you see parents dropping kids off right now for the start of school. School begins in just about 7 minutes at Central High School. That's where our cameras are out at right now this morning, as we learned that their school will go on as normal today in the Little Rock School District. Last night, again, if you're just joining us here, last night the Little Rock Education Association sent out a statement saying that its teachers, its members, will only teach virtually, that they would not report to the classrooms today. A fairly lengthy statement that the Little Rock Education Association put out. And then the statement from the Little Rock School District. The Little Rock Education Association putting out quite a few words on theirs saying that they have collected data that indicates unsafe workplace conditions. Again, this is what the LREA is saying. 25% of schools report no questionnaire being consistently completed on all who enter the facility. 37% of sites report that facilities are not being properly cleaned and disinfected. Just a few of the bullet points that you can read right now on our website, krk.com and fox16.com. And then the Little Rock School District putting out their statement. Again, something you can read on our website, krk.com, fox16.com. The school district saying that it is providing and encouraging the use of masks for all students and staff, that they have purchased over 3 million masks, that they have implemented COVID screenings for staff at each building, that they're maintaining clean buildings with daily disinfecting protocols, and that they're working daily with the Department of Health and their point of contact team to identify cases, including notifying, providing contact tracing for students and staff that may need to quarantine, and that they are providing daily public information regarding schools that are impacted. We are on Facebook Live. We're also on krk.com, fox16.com this morning. I'm going to try and tune in to some of your messages that are coming in. Have to refresh here. As you can imagine, quite a few people are sounding off this morning. Did see that one comment was made saying that they were a hairstylist, they have to report to work. Others saying that this was a long time coming, that they agree with the teachers union in putting the district on notice. The teachers union saying that this is not a strike, this is not a work stoppage, that we are completely and totally willing to work and serve our students virtually in a manner that keeps everyone safe and alive. Again, that is what the Little Rock Education Association put out last night. And the school district, Little Rock School District, saying that it would continue today as normal. Little Rock School District upholding its promise that it made last night. We have received no word of any school cancellations today. And we have not received any word yet, again the day is early, no word yet on any issues with inside LRSD buildings. We did get information from Pamela Smith just a few moments ago. She is the Little Rock School District spokesperson. She told us that as of 9 p.m. last night, there were 50 letters that the school district received from teachers saying that they would only teach virtually. As of 6:30 this morning, they received 150 call-in sick notices. Did not know if the 150 are part of that letter that was sent out from the LREA. Pamela Smith saying that she can only assume that some of those folks are actually sick. It's worth noting, out of the 200 or so, when you combine those numbers, out of the 200 people that have called in sick, there are 1,900 teachers in the LRSD. So you can only assume at that point that the school district is maintaining its level of operation without any major issues. Again, we haven't heard of any yet. Schools are just now starting. Central High School, bells ring in 1 minute as students start to funnel in at Central. That's where our cameras were positioned this morning. You saw those pictures earlier today. Let's look at some of your comments. A lot of people sounding off this morning as we process this and analyze it on krk.com, fox16.com, and all of our digital platforms. Kathy, so I'm confused. Haven't the schools been open already? So, yes, Kathy, schools were open. Little Rock School District opened with a lot of resistance from the teachers union at the very beginning of all of this. We are, Angela's asking to go back to the other reporter. We're standing by for that shot. That shot has come down. The camera is being repositioned at Central High School, so we will go back to her as soon as we can. Byron saying they can go find jobs almost anywhere. They don't have to tolerate no nonsense, period. COVID rate continuously going up. No cure, no vaccine as of today. They don't need to be teaching in schools at the moment. My sister is a school teacher. She will not die from something that someone else gave her. That was a comment coming in from Byron on social media, on Facebook this morning. The bells are ringing at Central High School right now as schools begin. Again, no issues being reported across the Little Rock School District. Let's just quickly recap what we know before we wrap up our live coverage this morning. The Little Rock School District earlier this morning, within the last hour, sent us this statement. We'll pull up the computer here. As of 9 p.m. last night, we've received 50 letters from teachers, and as of 6:30 this morning, we had 150 call in sick. LRSD saying schools remain open and remain operational. And that is Siri going off on my Apple Watch. I apologize. So we will wrap up our coverage here. We will continue to monitor the developments within inside the Little Rock School District. If you're a teacher, if you're inside the schools, if you're watching this and you know something we don't, feel free to send us a private message. We will certainly look into it. The day is off with inside the Little Rock School District now. Schools are open. We have not received any word on any school cancellations. LRSD saying that everything will remain operational today. And that was something that they sent in their statement last night, saying that buses will run, schools will open, meals will be served. That appears to be the situation this morning with inside the Little Rock School District, as we know now that 200 people, 200 teachers have called in sick at the Little Rock School District hours after the Little Rock Education Association put the district on notice, saying that its members will only teach virtually. So we will wrap up our live coverage now. We've been on for the last hour or so. We certainly appreciate you watching. We will continue to monitor the situation at the Little Rock School District. Again, if you know something we don't, feel free to send us a private message. We will look into it, as we know that it may be an interesting week at the Little Rock School District this week. So for now, I'm Mitch McCoy. We have breaking news as it happens all day long right here on KROK.com, Fox16.com, and all of our social media platforms. For now, take care, have a good day, and we'll see you later right here on social media.
This has been breaking news coverage from the combined newsrooms of KARK4 and Fox 16. We now return to your regularly scheduled program.